Hello guys, welcome to our next video, new video. And in this video, I'm gonna give an update on the price of Bitcoin. So today is Monday, another Bitcoin weekly candle close. And as you can see, we have this confirmation, a breakdown from this downward channel. So last week, I told you guys to pay attention and see how this candle would behave. And as you can see, this candle, I told you to see how this candle would behave. See if this candle would reverse and close inside this downward channel, that would be, bullish and would actually help Bitcoin continue to move upward and retest 110,000 in the top of this downward channel. Considering that we had fear around 10, the market was extremely fearful, and this would be an opportunity to actually think ahead and most likely try to break under 10,000 to the upside again. But as you can see, otherwise I told you that if this candle would retest the bottom of this downward channel and get rejected and close this candle below, that would be a confirmation. So technically, we have a confirmation that Bitcoin is actually uh, in the midst of just beginning a very big correction. I know most people are not talking about bear market yet, but this rejection from 126,000 could have been the top of this bull market, as we've been struggling with the top of this upward channel or the middle of this upward channel and could not close a candle consistent close above this area. So meaning being able to go to our next Fibonacci levels. And this was not possible because we couldn't break the middle of this upward channel. Not only that, we have other evidence that our DXY, the DXY became red on the weekly chart. As you can see, this indicator, I keep saying that this indicator proved that is one of the best indicator for Bitcoin bull and bear market signals. At the moment, why we think this, we are very likely to be in a bear market right now, is because usually when the DXY is red on this indicator, with this indicator, which is the super gap indicator, when it's red for a significant amount of time, we usually break the middle of this major upward channel. You know, so basically, being red allow Bitcoin to break the middle of this upward channel and move to the upside. And this happened as well in 2020. You can see red being able to break the middle of this channel to the upside. And what is happening at the moment is that we could not break the middle of this upward channel to the upside during this cycle, or in this bull market. We found a rejection around 126,000 and broke to the downside while we are red. So meaning it's very likely that the middle of this upward channel worked as a top during this bull market. So having said that, this is why we believe we are now in the midst of a bear market. So if we are in bear market, and now we should be looking to see where the next opportunity would be, which means where the next bottom could be for the next 6 to 8 months, as I believe we've been in the bear market already for like 2 months, but most people are failing to actually acknowledge that. But we know that this is serious, that this is the bear market might have begun 2 months already, 2 months ago. So having said that, usually is 1 year for bear market. That means we still have 10 months or 1 year to go through the bear market, and we want to see where this price is going to be consolidating, where most people are going to be giving up and most likely start selling instead of selling when we are, we found resistance. And when the DXY became red, they're going to be basically selling when we reach the bottom. And the bottom could be, first of all, we would like to see what's going to happen to the bottom of this um, upward channel. So we know that the price that coincides with the bottom of this upward channel is our 59,000 level. Usually the bear market is defined by a around 75% to the downside. And we can see from this top that Bitcoin already dipped around 36%. So almost half. But if we go further down, where the 70-ish percent would be, I would say around our 36,000 level. You can see 72% down from the 126,000 would put Bitcoin around our 36,000 level, which is what I'm trying to predict now would happen to Bitcoin. If the next 8 months or 10 months or 1 year, we see Bitcoin around 36,000 level and everyone wants to give up, this could be an opportunity to actually go all in again or add to your position and average your entry point, which means, for Bitcoin to come to our 36,000 level, which is this Fibonacci level, Bitcoin would have to break a major support line that lasted about 3 cycles. It wouldn't be great to see Bitcoin breaking this upward line, which is the bottom of our upward channel, and come all the way to find support around 36,000. But this would put Bitcoin again finding support where it used to have resistance, which was around the 2015 bull market. This was a resistance level for a very long time before it became support and we had major acceleration. So to see Bitcoin correcting and breaking this major trend line to the downside and coming to find support at the middle of our secondary upward channel, just a mirroring of the first channel. So I put a second one at the bottom and is pointing for 36,000 support at the middle of our secondary downward channel, upward channel in this case. So I could see Bitcoin coming. Possibly, if it break this downward trend line, of course, it's going to have to go down, come down, further down, and to have a 74% down correction, of course, 36,000. This would imply, a lot of fear in the market. A lot of people most likely would give up around this time, considering that Bitcoin is breaking a major support, three cycle support line. And of course, this wouldn't be a great thing to see, but it would be a sign of major clue of whether the market would be bottom around this level and then most likely trying to, for the next 3 years, trying to come out of this zone and being able to basically break to the upside and make new highs. So we were not able to break this channel at the moment and probably going to have to bring more fear to the market to the extent that most people would give up and a new bull market would start from the 36,000 level and being able to come and break the mid of this channel. And of course, we would have a resistance in our previous support, but I think this would be easily broken, and most likely to make a new all-time high, we would have to break the bottom of this upward channel. And if we don't break the middle of this upward channel, the second upward channel, this would still put Bitcoin around $253,000 without breaking the middle of this channel. I don't know if it makes sense for you guys to see it. The lower we could go even higher without considering this middle of, without thinking that the middle of this channel would be an issue for Bitcoin to reach 250,000, for instance, or 174,000. So a lot of fear in the market, 3 years to recover, and we would still face resistance at the same level, but at higher price. So this is why I think it makes a lot of sense to prepare for the next cycle and not be, looking for opportunity upwards, as Bitcoin already tried its best, and the cycle is most likely finished for now, and we are most likely in a bear market. The DXY and Bitcoin ratio, you can see that the confirmation, we never close a weekly candle above the 50 weekly moving average ever since we start this bull market. This is the first time. This is coinciding with the fact that the DXY is already red and it's coming to retest this measured downward triangle like it did in previous cycle, marking the top. And this is just a confirmation that everything that we are saying, that the top is where this arrow is the top, where this arrow is the top, and most likely where this arrow was the top for Bitcoin. This ratio is confirming what we just said. The first time we break this ratio to the upside, and you can see the RSI is far above the 50 level. Another confirmation, we haven't been this far since we start the bull market. You can see every time we see by the dip around the 50, around this trend line, respected, Bitcoin pump. Now it's time that we are facing correction, and this correction could be lasting for 10 months, 8 months, 1 year, considering that we think that bear market already started 2 months ago. Bitcoin dominance, you can see Bitcoin dominance. For that reason, a lot of people say that Bitcoin would be like above the 60 because it was posed to continue to push to the upside. We believe we already started the bear market, and for that reason, no more dominance. Bitcoin is correcting together with altcoin, and we would see this dominance staying, consolidating around this level, almost likely losing the mid of this upward channel, and we would see some altcoin gains, but overall the market would be bearish, consolidate around this zone or breaking slightly below, just to confirm that some altcoin would be making gains, although Bitcoin is correcting, and this could actually lead for these the numbers to come down, giving way for some gains to some altcoin, but not in general. The total two, for this reason, you can see the total two is closed weekly candle below the 50. We could expect this to have further correction to the downside, but you can see that the RSI is extended below the 50 level. So usually when the RSI is at this level, usually it's a good indication that the altcoin could experience some gains. Some altcoin could experience some gains, because it's better to buy altcoin when the RSI is below the 50 level, below the 50 moving weekly moving average, and most likely close to the 200 week moving average as well. So it's an opportunity to adapt to your altcoin and experience trying to experience some altcoin gains or recovery. If you're already positioned in some altcoin, you want to add to your position, this is the best time to actually think about adding to your position, not exactly when the RSI is above the 50 and facing resistance. In this case, we had the total two trying to consolidate above this level. The reason why it failed is because we think that Bitcoin just stopped and is dragging everything with it. We already explained that narrative, and we think that this is the case for the altcoin as well. So it's time to prepare 8 months, 10 months, or 1 year, whatever. We think we are most likely in a bear market at the moment. Crypto fear and greed index, you can see for that reason we had this megaphone shape formation that we were mentioning. We couldn't break the 74 and this and start closing above 74 in extreme greed. Like it would be normal to see acceleration. We were expecting acceleration in the market, expecting Bitcoin to close above the mid of this upward channel, would bring acceleration to the market to the extent where we could see the greed breaking, above the 80s, 90s and staying there for a while. On the other end, the opposite happened. This megaphone shape formation broke to the downside, and we can see now that we reach as low as 10, and we will most likely stay here while Bitcoin is trying to find a bottom for the next for this bear market that just started. So we expect this fear to be present. We could, slightly go a little bit above, and we could have a dead cat bounce. Let's say we could have, last week we say we could come and retest the 77,000, and we can see that basically the lowest we went is 80,000, so not very far from 70,000, 77,000. So we were accurate predicting this, but you know that the market tried to recover, but this is not enough. And this week, most likely it's going to come to retest this level, and most likely, we could have a little bounce and just a continuation to the downside until we find the bottom. And if not 59,000, most likely we could come further down. But I already explained the narrative and the idea behind it, because usually bear market for Bitcoin is 73%, 74%, and we already had the 30 something percent, in this case the 35%. So we could expect another let's say 40% to actually signal the bottom of the bear market. This would put Bitcoin around 36,000, as we already discussed. So yes, everything is pointing to the idea that we are already in a bear market, although most people are not talking about it. But this is what's happening. I think this opportunity is time to prepare, to find opportunity and prepare for the next cycle. And this is what the most important thing in our view. That's the update for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and sharing this video with your friends and family, so there's more opportunity in the market. It's just 12 months to prepare again, and it's going to start again. So I'll see you next week. Bye.